Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope you had a great week this past week. I had a pretty good one. Got lots of stuff accomplished at work and had a little bit of time for stitching, which I'll show you when I do my update on Monday. Today, it's time for a little bit of Stash and Tell. I know I was going to show you all of my Noras and Mirabilias, but when I was kind of putting them together, I realized that I had a lot of each. So today we are just going to do the Nora Corbett designs, and then probably in 2 weeks' time we'll do the Mirabilias for Stash and Tell. So let's get underway, and we'll start out with a lot of the spring pixies because those are my favorite, and I have the most of those. So here we have Amaryllis, a lovely pixie in green. I sort these by alphabetical order. So here is Buttercup. I think you saw her last week because she was a new acquisition. Miss Buttercup. Here we have the lovely Daisy. She looks to be a lot simpler than some of the other ones, so I think she was an earlier design. So the lovely Daisy. We have Evening Primrose. She's gorgeous. She's almost wintry in her light colors and little touch of blue. That is Evening Primrose. Here we have Ivy. Another one that I suspect is a little bit older. Yeah, 107. That's one of her earlier pixies. Next, we have Gardenia. All right. Let's see, Iris. Isn't she fancy? Look at that skirt. How amazing that is. I would love some more purple. Maybe I'll have to be brave and put a little more purple there on her skirt. Iris, let's see. This is Ivy. Uh-oh. Did I say Ivy on the other one? I must have. I did. I did, you guys. I totally lied to you. This is Fern, not Ivy. The pattern's just, right there on the back where I could obviously read it, but I didn't. Okay, that one's Fern. This one is Ivy. Perfect. All right, we have Jade Blue. And I have no idea what a jade blue flower is. She's got a lovely deco feel to her. This is Jasmine. Jasmine always brings me back to the summer of 1995 when I was in Florence on a school trip, and we went up to a little church just there on the outskirts of Florence and into a church, cemetery, monastery. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but the jasmine was blooming and it just smelled heavenly. And so jasmine always reminds me of Italy. This is Lady Slipper. She's really pretty, but I'm not convinced about those purples in the dress. I think somebody has stitched it. I should look it up and see if it's the way it is. Lavender. She's got such a simple dress. Really pretty. Purple, of course. Lavender. This is Lilac. I love her. I love them all, really. But, some more than others because you do have favorites when you cross stitch. Okay, what is this one? This is Lily. This is NC 110, so that's an early one. She's fancy. This is, I'm going to have to read, Lily of the Valley. With her skirt, those pretty little blossoms. This is Magnolia. think somebody is stitching her right now. I've seen update photos in one of the Facebook groups. This is the lovely Miss Maidenhair. This is Morning Glory, and as you can see, it's one that came to me without the front picture. But there you go, you can see the back. Morning Glory. No picture. Got lost in shipping somewhere. This is Orchid. Isn't she lovely? She has those purples and magentas that I love so much. I should move her up on the list. Orchid. This is Peony. And as flowers goes, I have just really discovered peonies, and I love them. And I planted a couple of peony bushes in my parents' house and in my parents' garden, not in their house. Why would you plant flowers in the house? They wouldn't survive. Anyway, so the peonies are in the garden. I love them. Go over and see how my bushes are doing. This is Poppy. Isn't she elegant? Poppy. Here is Rose. Let's see if we can shift that glare a bit. There you go. The lovely Rose. This is Tulip. And I wasn't sure about her because orange is not my favorite color, but then I saw on the Mirabilia Conversion Facebook group that somebody had traded out her oranges for a purple. And so I said, that's brilliant. I will do the same. And then it will be colors that I really, really enjoy and really like. This is Zinnia, who I just acquired. I love her colors. And we have Seaflora, who I have completed and stitched, and I just sort of have her hanging out on one of my boxes, out here, so I can see her. I've completed this one as well. This is the mermaid letters. This one I have completed, and it is framed and hanging up in my bedroom. I actually swapped out the beads, all those pearl beads. I went from the regular size to the petite Mill Hill beads and used, it's a slightly different color, but it worked out great, and I wasn't having to squish all the beads together. So Miss K, I have finished her up, and then I have done the fairy letters from Nora with the fairies. And she is likewise completed and framed and hanging up in my room. And then this one's just kind of hanging out here all by itself. It's the Queen Anne's Lace, and I went on to the Just Cross Stitch website and printed off the pattern. I also ended up with the magazine because when I was printing the pattern I wasn't paying attention as to which magazine it was available from. And so I printed this off, and like 2 days later I got the magazine, but I keep it in the little box. I just keep them in these simple magazine folders with my label on them. Easy. Now the next group of ladies are ones that I have partially kitted up. So I've bought some of the specialty threads like the Krenix, and I've definitely bought all of the beads that need to go on. I think one or two I've bought the silks, the Karen water lilies or water flowers. Oh my goodness, I forget. But anyway, I've bought some parts of them, but not all of them, you know, getting them put together and ready to go. Well, except for this one, which you had to buy in a kit from Casa Siena in Italy. I tell you what, guys, here's I don't know how to say her name, but you've all seen her and you know who she is. She's gorgeous. She reminds me a lot of Juliet, which was the mystery stitch along, which I really want to buy the patterns for the Wherefore Art Thou mystery stitch along, but I haven't been able to justify the $20 a pattern yet. Nor, honestly, I think the story of Romeo and Juliet is kind of stupid. It's like teens making bad decisions on roaring hormones, and it's stupid. It's not romantic. It's selfishness. So anyway, there you go, lecture on that one. So I really don't want to stitch a Juliet, but at the same time, the pattern is so pretty that, I don't know. But anyway, back to the ones that are partially kitted up. So this is Pansy. Should be no surprise to any of you that I have Pansy partially kitted up. I keep thinking I'm going to start her next. I'm going to start her next, and I never quite do. It's my problem. This is Holly, and I love her because she's kind of Christmassy, and I love Christmas. So along with Pansy, she's one of the ones that I keep saying, oh, I'm going to do. Violet, I have partially kitted, and she's purple just like Pansy, and I accept violets as forms of pansies, so I love her as well. This is Miss Sweet Pea, who came out at the same time as Pansy did. They're really quite closely related. I love the colors in her. I think she's just gorgeous. So Sweet Pea. And we have Bluebell, who's partially kitted up. And she's just fun. I like the way she's just sort of skipping across the water. Well, probably not water. Skipping across the meadow. Anyway, so there's Miss Bluebell. And then my last Nora that I have to show you today is Ophelia's Pearl. And I know I have all the beads and everything to go for her. She's ready to go. Except I think I want to take the yellows and the oranges there and swap them out for the same color scheme as is going on here with Seaflora, except leave the nice red bits in Ophelia's Pearl so that they'll be, you know, more like sisters instead of completely different. It's a plan, and one day I'm going to do it. And so Ophelia's partially kitted up and ready to go. So that's my collection of Nora Corbett's, and this is just a short one today. I really want to sit down and stitch all the rest of today, so I think I'm just going to upload this, and while it's uploading, work a little bit on By the Pattern, By the Dream. And then, because that one's almost done, it's really, really close to being done, and get that ironed up and taken care of. And then I want to work on Gypsy Mermaid. I didn't show you that. She's back here. I think she's in that bag. Anyway, she's in a bag hanging on my wall back behind me. And so she's been calling my name, so I really want to get back to her and maybe spend the rest of the weekend working on her. I don't have to go to work on Monday. It's a holiday here in Utah. It's Pioneer Day, which is basically Utah State's birthday party. You get the day off, you go nuts, there's a rodeo, there's a parade, there's just fireworks. It's, you know, the whole 9 yards. It's Utah's birthday party. So I don't have to go to work on Monday, so I've got a good 3 days, you know, well, two days now, because this day's halfway gone, of just straight up stitching, which I'm planning to do, and I'm really, really quite looking forward to doing that. So, hey, thank you so much for commenting and subscribing. I really appreciate it. It makes my day, makes me smile. I hope you are having a great stitchy week, that you're able to get a lot done, or at least most of what you have accomplished, because we stitchers are optimistic and we often overplan ourselves. I hope this frog has stayed far, far away from you, and, you know, you have a great day. Hugs and stitches. Bye.